Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Vibrational Actor. I'm about to say the actors area because that is the name of my podcast, but this is called the Vibrational Actor, as you can see in the corner right here. It's a cool graphic, not graphic. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Back at it again. I got another great message for you, and we're stepping outside of that box and taking it in a way that is unconventional, that I really do feel like will help every actor and actress that is willing and ready to take it and implement it. And so keep in mind, so I'm getting ready to teach this class. It's called Your Spirit, Your Business, and it's an entrepreneurs group. And what's neat about this is so I've been an entrepreneur for most of my life, or for a few years of my adult life. I would say almost 10 years now. And I think one of the biggest things I've learned, and as actors, I think I've written an article on this as well on Backstage. You should definitely check it out if you get the chance. But all acting is entrepreneurship, right? Who's responsible for your career? You are. Who's responsible to make sure that you're getting business? You are, right? So there's so much tied into that. And what I found is that a lot of the traditional methods to succeed have become outdated. So you have to make sure that you're doing one thing and one thing only that allows everybody to succeed. And so for me, what that was consciousness, right? That's where the vibrational actor was born, from vibrational consciousness, and understanding that things have to begin on the inside of me before I can ever take any action on the outside. And once I get it on the inside, the action that I take on the outside is in pure alignment with everything that I could desire and want for my career and for my life, right? So I bring that up because today's concept is just about that, right? Ultimately, what do we all want as people, as performers? We want to feel good. We want to feel fulfilled. We want to feel joy as we take one step at a time to realizing the career that we desire to have the most. That's all it comes down to. We're only going for the feeling. Well, we can create the feeling initially and allow the very thing that we desire to show up, right? So today I got a special event for you, a special message for you that's going to really help you to step into that feeling. And so this is something much like a lot of the stuff that, I feel like I've been teaching that has been really overlooked, in a sense that, you don't think it's important, but then you come to find out when you use it and you implement it, it becomes extremely important. Okay. So before we get to that, though, I want to let you guys know that the email line is open. So if you have any questions, any feedback, any type of correspondence that you would like to offer me, the vibrational actor, write to me at seang04@gmail.com, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Some of you guys have been taking advantage of that already, so that's really neat. So happy to hear from you. Happy to help you in any way that I can. So, pay it forward. That's all we can do at the end of the day, the beginning of the day, the middle of the day. Pay it forward. Take care of your fellow man and woman, and that, oddly enough, leads us into today's message, which is uplifting the actors around you and actresses. But, okay, so I want you to know why this is so important to me, right? This is so important to me because in most cases, we tend to feel like it's all about us. We tend to feel like it's do or die by us, in us, around us, and nobody else is included. And so the only problem with that concept is that you create this island that people aren't able to sort of get on to offer you help in some sort of fashion. And it's not a fun place to be in, right? The whole beauty of succeeding I can tell you in all honesty, is being able to share it, being able to experience it with other people, right? And so I think for us to be able to succeed and not to have individuals that are there to take it on with us is a tragedy, right? It's truly tragic because, you know, a lot of the reason why we get into being performers is because we want to bring joy to other people, right? We want to bring joy to our audience. We want to bring joy to anybody who's observing us. But what I'm telling you today is bring that joy to your peers, right? And so this was a message that I did. I have a total of 101 episodes of my podcast on iTunes, Spreaker, Google, iHeart, all these things. Anyway, it's 101 episodes. And so what I started to do is go back and revisit if there were any topics that I could redo on this show because I'm just a different person now. And this was one of them because I know that what we give to others, we amplify and expand within ourselves. And I'm not saying I don't want you to do this to the degree of do it and then expect something back because that's fraudulent, right? That doesn't make you feel good. But there has to be something inside of all of us that gets happy to see another succeed. You know, I take, for instance, the film I just did, the project I just worked on not too long ago, and how, to me, it seemed as if every single ego got checked at the door, right? Because if actors and actresses are known for anything, it's egos, right? And it's like, it'll come up and tell you, well, you got to do more, or you deserve to get more credit. You deserve this, you deserve that. You know, it's a danger, and it none of us are invincible to the ego because it creeps in. But what I noticed with this past program is that there was it seems like everybody's ego was checked at the door, right? And for me, and this has just always been the case, I've always wanted to lift people up, right? Always wanted to lift people up. Tell me something. Why is it we see somebody who has a gift, who has a talent, who's really, really good, yet we say nothing? We say nothing about it. We give them no encouragement. We give them no idea that they're doing an amazing job. That is completely BS, right? What I encourage you to do is every single performer you come into contact with, encourage them, uplift them, right? Tell them what they're doing right. You know, even when it looks like they've done something bad, tell them what good you've seen. And the reason I say to do this is because you benefit just as much as them when you say things like that and you mean them and they're honest and they come from a place where you're giving from the heart, right? Because that's what it comes down to. And I made it a point. I made a commitment to do this, I want to say about 7 or 8 years ago. And I'd already been doing this for about 5 or 6 years at the time. And I was like, you know what? I want to give more. Because see, for me personally, it's not enough to just succeed. It's not enough to just show up, be on camera, wave, kiss babies and all this other stuff. That's not enough, right? If I'm not making an impact with the gift that I've been given, in addition to using it, I'm wasting it. I'm wasting it. And so that's why every single opportunity I've had, I've used that to infuse the love that I have within into other actors and actresses. Now, I'm going to tell you, not everybody warms up to it, right? If anything, sometimes you get people that just don't believe, you know, somebody can be that nice or somebody can be that authentic. And that's fine, you know, because that doesn't bother me and it doesn't stop me from being who I desire to be as it relates to me on set. But, you know, I'm just driven to do that. And I'm telling you, it makes me feel so much better because there's been times where I've been on set and the vibe is just right. And the reason the vibe is because there's no energy, there's no encouragement. There's more of a competition of this person trying to be outdone by this person, and there's just so many things that come into play with that aren't conducive to everybody feeling upbeat, feeling alive, feeling on point. There's an environment, and this was a really big reason why I desired to get into producing and writing, because being a lead actor is good, but sometimes it's not enough, in a sense that what if I could be a producer and then just set the tone right away, right? Or even a director. I'm not crazy about directing, but I think it'd be fun to be able to set the tone right away on set and just let everybody know we're here, we're ready, we're enthusiastic, we're helping each other, we're encouraging each other. We're doing motivational talks before we get ready to start the day of filming. Like, that entire vision is there, right? And I can even see myself, I have seen myself implement that in the form of acting, in the form of being a lead on certain sets and just on any set, and just bringing that energy, bringing that vibrational actor type energy, right? Because once again, it benefits us to the highest degree because we're coming from our hearts, we're coming from a place of love. And when you're giving love, you're going to receive love. And when you're receiving love, you have no other choice but to prosper, but to succeed on an enormously high level. Right. And that's what it really comes down to when we're uplifting everybody around us. I think we're always taught that there's a chapter. I was just looking at the Vibrational Actor book, and it says moving from a place of competitive actor to creative actor. Right. And what creative actor is, as opposed to competitive, instead of thinking that I've got to beat everybody, it's looking around and saying, how can I get everybody else to win like I'm winning? Right. How can I put everybody on that same vibrational wavelength to where we all win? And I'm telling you, like, it's talking to the extras. If you've been on Hollywood sets, you know how they can kind of somewhat treat extras. And it's like, it's probably one of the most shitty experiences you can ever imagine. Like, they literally treat extras like the plague in Hollywood. And I don't know where that came from, but that drives me completely up the wall. Like, whenever I see that, because I'm like, these are people. And if you take them out, guess what? You don't have the same effect as you would with them being in. So why would you treat them so badly? And I just never understood that. That always frustrated me. But I'm saying, you take from the last extra to the executive producer and the director, whoever it is, and you just embrace each other, right? You embrace each other. You pull each other up. You help each other. You encourage each other. You empower each other. Like, pep talks, like really just communicating. And it just comes down to having a healthier culture within the entertainment industry. And I think, like, for me, that's my vision. That's why I did this. This wasn't even really like, a traditional topic to talk about, because I've just kind of been going here and there and here and there. But, that's my vision for film. That's my vision for creativity. That's my vision for the vibrational actor and powerhouse auditioning and Sean Grant acting is taking that love, right? That unconditional divine love, and implementing it into the set life, implementing it into every other actor, actresses, and performer's life, and really making it a point to where when they leave that set, when that production is done, they're not just better performers, They're better people because they understood that everybody who was there was completely authentic, was completely engaged and empowered, as well as enthusiastic about everybody being able to feel comfortable enough to do their best. How amazing is that? Have you ever been in any company when people just, they had the space to be their best, right? They had it could even be nonverbal encouragement to rise higher wherever they were. And it was such a freeing, such a sense of freedom there, such a sense of being dialed in. That's the vision, right? And that starts with us as actors and actresses. You know, Audition's a perfect example. So, before COVID, like when COVID hit, there became more and more like taped auditions. But before then, there was times where, go out to the traditional auditions where you go and sit and wait till they call you in and you go do your thing and, that whole shtick. But it was cool because for me, I could walk into a room, and even though I know that the other 55 people there were going for the same role, it would just always make me feel good to say, I wish you the best. Like, best of luck to you, hope it all goes well, and genuinely mean that, right? And genuinely mean that because ultimately, when you really understand how the universe works, you know this. If it's meant for me to get this role, I will get it. If it's not meant for me to get this role, I won't get it. But guess what? That doesn't make me any less of a talented actor than anybody else, right? That is important. So I got an exercise I want to encourage you to do every time you find yourself near a mirror, every time you find yourself having some time. Got an exercise that I want you to do because this is going to change your life. It's going to change your career too as well, but I will get to it in just a bit. But getting back to that whole auditioning situation, where how much better are we making the industry? How much more are we raising the vibration of the industry if we are encouraging others, if we can go into auditions with the idea, knowing that, yeah, we're going to do our very best. We're going to deliver in a way that is completely on point in every sense. Yet, we're going to uplift everybody else that's there too, because guess what? We know from an underlying vibrational, universal standpoint, the person who's perfect for the role in every sense is the one that's going to get it. And for me, I can live with that, right? If that happens to be me with this role, it may happen to be somebody else with the next one, right? However it may be, may the chips fall where they may, because I know what is for me will find me at every turn. So I don't have to be competitive. I can be creative and step into my own and know that what comes after me, what comes to me is for me. And so it really becomes this exhilarating, empowering experience to help other people. And you know what that turned into? Because that started to happen early. It got to a place where my spirituality started to permeate my art, my acting, my performing, and it began to converge. And it became this thing where instead of me affirming to myself, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm better than everybody, I'm the best actor on the planet. It's like, I want to be my best, but I want to help this guy be his best. I want to help her be her best. And I want to help 10 million other actors be their best. And I want to take everybody up because everybody needs to succeed. And guess what was born? That was born from that, right? It overflows, right? And it puts you into that place of, why not? Let's help each other. Let's take each other higher. Let's encourage each other. Let's send each other emails saying how amazing we feel like the other person is. And it doesn't have to be creepy. It just has to accentuate what you feel like is best about that performer. You know how impactful that becomes You know how impactful it is when you're walking into an audition and you smile at somebody and say, man, best wishes. I really hope you do well with this. Those little things create such a big difference. You uplift the entire industry. The entire vibration of the industry is lifted when you choose to begin to empower, encourage, and bring out the best in other actors and actresses. I'm telling you, this is what we need. This is this is something that's so powerful. And you know what? The thing I love about it the most is that it exists in some parts of Hollywood, but for the most part, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist because there's such a focus on me that it forgets, tend to forget what's happening outside of us, right? But we can turn that around wherever we are today, whatever we're doing. We can be the individuals that takes it up a notch, right? That sends the other actor an Instagram DM or a Facebook message and say, you know what? I saw your reel, stumbled across your reel the other day. Really thought you did an amazing job. Proud of the direction your career is going in. Just keep at it. No matter where you are today, keep at it. It'll work out for you, right? Encouraging word, empowering word, uplifting the actors around you, the ones you come in contact with, whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes. So here's what the exercise I want you to do, because this right here is what allows me to be so generous and kind to people in general, right? Not just actors, but this exercise alone has put me into that place. And I'm going to give it to you. Okay. So what I want you to do is when you wake up in the morning and when you go to bed, you're going to do 3 minutes. So if you have a watch like this, you can use a watch, you can use your phone, whatever can count off 3 minutes. And you're going to look into the mirror, right? You're going to look into the mirror and you're going to say, Sean Robert Grant, whatever your name is, such and such, whoever you are, say your name and say, I love, I appreciate, I accept, and I approve of you unconditionally. And then you say it again. Sean Robert Grant, I love, I accept, I approve, I appreciate you unconditionally. And I want you to watch what happens as you do that over the course of 3 minutes. I want you to see what type of energy begins to, what type of vibration begins to rise up in you and takes you to new heights, because love is the most beautiful force there is in the universe, hands down, most powerful, right? But you do that for 3 minutes when you're in the bathroom in the morning time. And you do that the same thing when you're at night before you go to bed. And here's what else you can do. Let's say you get into your car and it's the morning time. Most times you got to let the car warm up before you go. Pull either the rearview mirror or the mirror that's above the seat. Take 1 minute and say it, or you can do 3, right? Anytime you get a chance, anytime you get into a reflection, just say that. I love, say your name. I love, I appreciate, I accept, I approve of you unconditionally. And it creates an overflow of good vibes, right? And when there's overflow, guess what? Overflow means we have to give, right? When we're lacking, we try to take. But when there's overflow, we have to give. And I live my life on overflow as much as I can. I would probably say 99% of the time I'm in overflow because that's what I feel, right? That's why I'm here, right? Doing these videos when, a lot of times people say, well, you got to pay me to give you advice, sucker, but there's an overflow, and the overflow allows me to be generous, to be kind, to uplift others. And I encourage you to do the same. I'm telling you, use this exercise. I want to say 3 days, maybe 1 day, wherever you are, but at least 3 days to a week. It will transform your life. Hands down, will transform your life if you do this exercise and you do it at least in the morning and at night. But if you start adding more to it, I promise you it's going to take you higher. Just in career, in life, in everything, because there's nothing like self-love, especially self-love on an unconditional level. And you're going to want to help so many people because, like I said, you'll be in the overflow, and that's what counts, right? So in closing, uplift every actor, performer around you. Take every opportunity you possibly can to raise them up, because while you're doing that, you're raising yourself up. Applaud people, support people, be there for people, especially when you get on set. Be the light that shines on everybody, that picks everybody up, that helps everybody, that never allows people to forget who you are, because you have that much love to give to the people who are running the same race as you are. It becomes such an amazing thing, and it helps this industry tremendously. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. All right, before we go, click on that. If you have any questions, any feedback, anything you'd like to share with us here at the Vibrational Actor, write to us, SeanG04@gmail.com. We will get to it as soon as we possibly can. Or I guess I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And yeah, with that being said, keep joining us, keep chiming in. I don't know how long I'm going to do this for, but I'm having a blast doing it right now. And, you know, when the energy shifts and it's time to move on, I will move on. But right now, I'm enjoying being here with you and sharing different excerpts and wisdom and insight from the book, as well as just the Vibrational Actor in general, because the book's only 60 pages, right? There's so much more wisdom going into that will probably lead into a second book, but we'll get to that when we can. I'm having so much fun enjoying the two that I had right now. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining us. You have a wonderful night. If there's anything I can do to uplift you in any way, shape, or form, you let me know, and I will do my best to do that. Other than that, guys, it's been a pleasure as always. Have a wonderful night. Take care. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.